Trojan family, what's up? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. I had a recruiting video update all edited, ready to go up, and then we get some breaking news here on a Friday night. Luckily, I was home, so I got to jump on. So that recruiting video in regards to a 2027 edge prospect, I'll be putting that up tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But breaking news, Tuilele, freshman linebacker, right before the portal closes, has decided to enter the transfer portal and leave USC. Definitely a surprise. On Christmas Eve, it was announced he had re-signed with USC. So what do re-signings even really mean? Are they even binding? We don't really know. That's kind of the real Wild West of college football right now. I mean, we saw just today, earlier today, Derek Mensa, great quarterback for Duke, he was locked in. He had a whole video he put out of re-signing, supposedly signed a big NIL deal that has exclusive rights to Duke. He announced he's entering the portal today, and reports of Miami offering some crazy buyout numbers and penthouse and wild. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's ruining college football. It's not the actual transfer portal and the idea of it. It's not the actual idea of NIL and what it means. It's these huge, massively wealthy donors behind these big logo programs that are basically tampering all over. No real agents or any certified managers or anything like that. Basically family members and just whoever you say going in, backdoor deals and what it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't know what happened yet with Tuilele. I'm going to do some digging. This just happened. I don't know if it was him getting advice saying there might be another opportunity, which is really what's hard with guys like him is, he's a true freshman, played really limited snaps, some special team snaps, and a few defensive snaps here and there. So not saying he won't land somewhere, but it's not like he had a full season of play and he's highly coveted at some other big blue chip school that's going to pay him a big, big payday. So interesting. I don't know if he got some advice from, someone getting a backdoor deal for him to leave and go. I don't know if it was maybe USC at the midnight hour saying, you know what, we're going to release you from this contract. We are going to go in a different direction. That we'll maybe learn in the coming days. We may never know. As of an hour ago, I thought USC was basically done. Class was over. We're still waiting on Alex Graham. It is now basically an hour and a half until the portal officially closes. No word on him. I still anticipate him to re-sign. But we won't know until we know for sure, until that announcement comes. But Tuilele, I had really high hopes for. And so that's kind of a bummer. I think he was a really high upside linebacker, big motor. He played really similar to me to Matai Tagoe, who I think was considered a big loss going the portal. The difference is Tuilele is still not huge, but definitely had more size than Tagoe. So he was seen as someone that maybe could develop into that really nice Big Ten type linebacker because he had the high motor, had the crazy high production in high school, and someone that I think could have adapted into this system well. So I was really excited when they did re-sign him officially and thought that he was going to be someone that maybe not this next year as a redshirt freshman, but certainly could develop into a nice player for this team. He was in that late spring signing last year, him and Jaden Ramos, the two late spring signings, and brought with him a ton of production from Vegas. So we will now see him go somewhere else. Maybe we'll learn in the future if it was USC deciding last minute, if it was him getting advice or whatever to decide to break that contract. What did that even look like? If there's going to be any legal issues with that, he was getting an NIL. I don't think it was anything on this crazy dollar amount, and maybe the payments hadn't even kicked in yet. So I don't know if USC will pursue anything like that. That I don't know yet. So we will see. But unfortunate news on the eve. A nice quality depth piece that was going to develop. And I really, really, like I said, like the idea of his prospects. So, that being said, the rumor right now, and if this, I don't think it's going to happen, but the rumor is one of the top backers in the portal, Luke Farrelly, who has already signed. This is the craziness of this whole thing. Has already signed with Clemson, enrolled in classes. There's a rumor that he is now being linked to Ole Miss and USC. So, if there was any truth to that with USC, then you could potentially see like, okay, well, USC maybe needed to free up a little NIL, plus needed another roster spot in terms of the linebacker room. So they could have decided, hey, sorry, AJ, we're going a different direction. We're going after this redshirt freshman who played at Cal, really productive player, and has already proven quite a bit. I believe he was the ACC Freshman Player of the Year. He finished with, let's see here, I think he finished with like 90-something tackles. Got it for you right here. 91 total tackles, a sack, and an interception, and 6'3", 230. So has that for sure linebacker body type that they would be looking for, that flavor profile I talk about all the time. So maybe it could be something like, whatever conversations happened, and he's originally from Carlsbad, California, so local kid, went to Cal, bring him back down the coast, closer to home, end up at USC. I mean, if that's the case, that's a home run for USC. Nothing against AJ Tuilele, but this is a proven guy who's put up big numbers from the backer position in Power 4 play just this past season, and is still a redshirt freshman, so only a year older than what Tuilele is. He could come in and compete to start right off the bat with Dez and Jade and Devin Bryant. So if that were to be true, then, hey, that's the unfortunate side of the business now if you're having to push players out for that, but it would be interesting. I was trying to do some digging. I'm going to do more. Like I said, this just happened. If Farrelly does indeed flip somehow, whatever the legalities of that, from Clemson, it is seeming like, at least based on some of the other chatter, that it's more likely to be Ole Miss, not USC. I think the USC side is more of a hope. The Ole Miss side, at least when you read some of their message boards and talk to some people in that side of the world, or that coverage side of the world, there seems to be a lot more smoke in the conversations and in the actual dealings of potentially get him. This is now just talking rumors. I was on a Reddit board really quick, which I never trust anything on Reddit, but there was a few people in there talking that Ole Miss was trying to throw $2 million at this kid to then leave Clemson and come to Ole Miss. I have no idea if that's true. But if the numbers are even close to that, that is like insane money for a very good, productive linebacker, but essentially a 3-star transfer. $2 million. That's the world of college football right now. Just insane. So that's the rumor. If USC is in that at all, hats off. I think that's a definitely worthwhile kid to go after. I hate that it's at the expense potentially of AJ Tuilele, but again, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. If it was Tuitele's own decision and his own getting advice from someone, or his own talking to other places, who knows? I mean, here's a kid, let's be real, I love his prospects, but likely was not going to play next year at USC, even with the linebacker room kind of in flux. But it really felt like it's going to be, Desmond Stevens, Jaden Walker, Devin Bryant, the transfer from Washington, and then likely Talanoa Ely, the true freshman coming in, will compete as much as he can as a freshman. Plus, you got Sean Scott and Taylor Johnson as true freshmen. So AJ Tuilele, I think, could have, but maybe he started feeling, and maybe he was getting chatter on his end, like, hey, you're going to get buried. They're not going to be able to play you. Like, even if you're not at a place like USC, maybe you go to a UNLV and you start next year. We'll see what happens if that ends up coming true or not, as he is from Vegas. So, unfortunate. I was hoping if there's anything breaking, I was hoping it was a signing or whatnot, or something of that magnitude, but not a kid who had already re-signed, now entering the portal. So it is. We'll see if any of these rumors come true. We'll see if any more news breaks. I got 2 recruiting videos coming out tomorrow. Like I said, plan on putting one out tonight, one tomorrow. They'll both come out tomorrow now, so be on the lookout for that. Plus some recap of the Polynesian Bowl, which is going on right now with Talanoa Ely, with Booby Feaster, and others down in Hawaii. So hit that like and subscribe button. We got you covered here no matter what. All the breaking news, hopefully as quick as I can get it to you. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this latest departure for USC. Appreciate you, family, and as always, fight on. Hey, Trojan family, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers, they've got live stat updates, they've got a chat that you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose Jade Mayava in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USCLAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in $10, they'll match you that $10, so now you're sitting at $20 to play with. But also, right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB, and now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family, and when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.